Hi there. My name's Rod Song, and I'm going to talk to you for a little bit about Alaska. I was transferred to Alaska in 1985 by Parkway Studios. Family photography, and all the way from Fairbanks, I worked in all the villages: Kotzebue, Nome, Bethel, Barrow. One interesting story about Barrow, Alaska was when Hale Bob, about 1997, was coming down through the background. We were 2 miles out into the Arctic Ocean. This is the only way you have to get away from the city lights. Uh, Barrow is only 5,000 population. But you have to get way out away, and so in the middle of the night, we trudged way out into the abyss in the Arctic Ocean. It's about, I guess about 40 degrees below zero, and there's about a 15-mile or knot wind. And we're taking pictures of Hale Bob coming down. So beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous tail on it. Big blue and green colors through the sky. But all of a sudden, here coming through the ice and right out of the heavens is the Northern Lights. And I'm going to tell you what, 2 miles out into the Arctic Ocean in the middle of the night, pitch dark. I mean, it's dark there 24 hours a day. Anyways, in January, February, March, it starts to get a little twilight. Anyways, the Northern Lights are hitting the ice and coming right through us. It was the most wonderful experience I've ever had. Hale Bob and the Northern Lights. Anyways, this is March, into March. Now, we go 8 weeks later, and I fly from Fairbanks down to a little lake called Bolchitna Lake. It's about a 200-mile flight out of Anchorage, Alaska, northwest by a float plane. I meet my lifelong friend, Alex Zarek. Him and I are fishing, have been fishing together for 40 years, and for 10 years we've been fishing Bolchitna. It's 10 miles up from the Big Susitna River, which is a great big tributary. Then the Little Susitna, which is what rolls into Lake Creek. This is where we fish, 10 miles up Lake Creek, in an old 50-year-old cabin, bear claws all over the walls, trying to get in the screens we got to replace every year we get there. Anyways, first week in June, Alex flies in. I've got my friends from the Danes. They come over from the Netherlands, and we all fish together. They camp out down on the river with the bears. I won't do that. Anyways, there's why I won't do it. Anyways, it's early morning, about 5 o'clock. The river doesn't open up, and they say it's called Lake Creek. Lake Creek is really a raging river, 50 to 100 yards across. And the spring runoff from Bolchitna coming down is 5 to 6 miles an hour, and I mean torrent waters. I mean, it's scary. Anyways, about 5:30 in the morning, we got our bellies full of wild blueberry pancakes and reindeer sausage, and of course, the strongest coffee we can eat because we know we've got 6 to 8 to 10 hours of throwing this big, huge. This gives you a little idea of what we fish with up there. It's 9.5 foot. I took the tip off so I could get it in my recording studio. But anyways, huge 80-pound test line and just massive reels, because all day long you're sitting there going, whoosh. See, there's 5 of us. We line up on the shore. And Alex, this particular day, was number 1. I was number 2, and then we had my friends from the Danelands up north of me. And how you do it is we call it combat fishing. The guy that's first throws first as his line starts coming down and bouncing on the bottom. The second guy can throw it. This way it goes right up the line to the 5th person. Once the last person gets their line all the way in, and it is a trip because you're out 50 yards, then they start over. And we do that one after another all day long. It is amazing because the king salmon will run 30 to 50, 60 pounds in this river. This particular day, I nail one. It gets right off, but right below me and right after I nailed mine and lost it, Alex screams. He's screaming bloody murder. Fish on! Oh my God! And you've seen his rod tipped way down, and all of a sudden, this massive fish jumps out of the water. Its tail whacks water on all five of us, and it shoots straight across the river. Wow. I mean, half an hour later, I've got Alex by the back of his pants like this. I'm holding him back because he's adjusting his. You have to constantly adjust the drag. This is 80-pound test. If you don't have it set right, a big fish is going to pull you right in that water. And trust me, with chest waders on, even tied off with air in the bottom, it can do you in. So anyways, here we are, a half an hour, 45 minutes later. Alex is just wringing wet with sweat. He's shaking. His line is going like this. The fish is coming in at him, and he thinks it's gone. And he's reeling like crazy because you got to take up the slack. And bingo, there it is. Bang, and it shoots right back up, and then it goes 2 blocks up north. You can run up anywhere from 2 to 4 blocks up and down this river trying to land these fish that get so big. All of a sudden, our worst nightmare. Here it is. The guide boats from the lower, we've got in Little Sioux Sitting, there's a lodge, and they've got guides that clients fly into, and the guides then take them upriver to 8-10 miles to our spot, our areas where we fly into to fish. Well, here comes the first guide. We've got this massive fish on Alex's line. It now decides it's going over to the other side of the river, and it hits the bottom and it locks itself in some rocks. The only way you can get those loose is by throwing rocks and trying to scare them out. But anyways, I'm running down river with this great big salmon net like that because you got to have big nets to catch these fish. Anyways, I'm going, stop, slow down. We got a huge fish on it. Could be a championship world famous fish. This is the big one. And I'm just shaking. So the guide knows what's happening. He slows down. I'm winded. This is such an exhilarating trip. And there's this big guy sitting in the boat with his hoodie on, facing downriver so the wind isn't taking him out, and 2 kids in the front with their hoodies down. So all of a sudden the 2 kids turn around and they're saying, Dad, look at this fish this guy's got on. Look at it, my God. Dad turns around and stands up and takes his hoodie off. It's George Foreman. So now we're just blown away, and I'm pulling onto Alex's pants in the back, and Alex is finally the fish gets out and comes over. Everybody's videoing it. We've got 30 people around us. It's amazing. Anyways, how would you like to have George Foreman directing traffic on the river for you when you're pulling in close to maybe the world record king salmon? Anyways, he gets the fish in. Everybody comes over and takes their pictures, and the videos are just fantastic. I mean, it was outstanding. But now we get to really have some fun. I net the fish, bring it in. You got to tag them right away before you take them out of the water. That's the rules. And so we tag it, take it out of the water. Alex starts staking out the fish. I take the last 3 pounds off of the flukes. That's the table. That's the tail. That's what the Eskimos call the flukes, is the tail. But I go up about, 1.5 feet or so and cut that back end off and fillet it out. Leave the skin on. I run right up to fish camp. And Alex finishes working on down here on staking his big camp salmon out. And how I cook this is a unique way. We've got big frying pans like that because we're feeding 5 and 6 and 8 at a time. So anyways, I take about a half a stick of butter, just melt it soft. So I don't want to burn it or anything. I put my salmon skin on down so that I can get that beautiful omega and those juices rolling out very, very slowly. And sprinkle my natural miracle seasoning on the fish. And then I take fresh garlic and I shred it over the top. And then I take fresh ginger root and also shred it over the top of the salmon. About 2 to 1 garlic to ginger. Put the lid on it and start bringing the heat up very, very slowly. Because all I'm doing is just simmering it and poaching it, steaming it, so to speak. As I'm bringing the heat up, about 140, 160, 180, and I check it once it gets to 180 with my biothermometer. And we get to 180, almost 200 degrees, and get that fish good and done. Remember, this is a very thick fillet, and I'm cooking about 4 pounds because I got 5 hungry guys heading up. Excuse me. This is just the most amazing smell and the most wonderful aroma you could ever have in your life. Anyways, once I get it done to 180, about 15, 20 minutes, we go very slowly. I want those juices to help to break down that wonderful omega in there and get in that pan and just give you some of the wonderful, wonderful steam. This is the point where I take the lid off, take a full lime, and I squeeze it over the fish and then a half a lemon. Put the lid back on, take the temperature back up to about 240 for about a minute, then I turn it on. And I plate it. Serve it with a large portion of white rice and my favorite Chinese vegetables, gai lan and gai choy. About this time, the guys are coming through the door. Where's lunch, guy? Where's lunch, Rodney? My God, we've been waiting all morning for this. And there it is on the table, and they're sitting down just gorging themselves. Well, anyways, and I got to put on my right hat for this one. I call it 40 degrees to the table with a twist and a famous statement. Like George Foreman said, you sure knocked that one out, didn't you, kid? Bon appetit. Ciao.